Imagine a child crossing from Mexico into Texas. Hundreds do it illegally and alone every day, many fleeing from violence in Central America. Even in far west Texas, U.S. Customs and Border Protection is seeing a dramatic increase in the number of children who cross illegally near Presidio. CBS 7's Matt Rist has seen some of these crossing points firsthand. Matt, what are these children risking in order to cross?
Terrain with snakes and even triple-digit temperatures out there. We're learning more about what happens to those children if they make it into the hands of local or federal authorities in the United States. The children cross the border for many reasons: a better life, rumors of no consequences spread by drug lords. Even in far west Texas, in the Big Bend sector, children are crossing.
Talking about children as young as 5 and 7 years old. This is a humanitarian issue. I think as Americans, we need to be careful about how we treat these kids.
In the Big Bend sector, just 102 children crossed illegally and alone in fiscal year 2013. That number rose to 162 this year, an increase of 59%.
I couldn't even imagine any of my children going through that. I just couldn't. That'd be bad.
I think the real issue is we need something better than what we have right now.
Just need to get more people down there to put a stop to it.
Like all illegal immigrants caught crossing the border, when a child's apprehended, they're screened for basic info like criminal history. If they're from Mexico, they're turned over to the Mexican consulate. If not, they begin a process of expedited removal to send them back, turning the children over to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, ultimately to a federal holding facility. New facilities are set to house unaccompanied minors in light of the recent influx. What would you do if you saw a child that had crossed the border illegally? Alone?
Alone? I would have to probably take them in.
I would get them to the authorities and let them handle the situation.
Now, we did reach out to the Department of Health and Human Services to ask specifics about which facilities hold minors in our area. We haven't heard back. U.S. Representative Pete Gallego did just email me a few minutes ago. It's a crisis of fairly epic proportions, and he says that folks are being held in Del Rio, Eagle Pass, even Lackland Air Force Base. Live in the studio, I'm Matt Rist, CBS 7 News.
Matt, thank you very much. Just about 3 hours from the Permian Basin, a facility in Artesia, New Mexico is set to become the next big holding facility for these unaccompanied minors. Government officials also announced today that an empty warehouse in South Texas would house 1,000 unaccompanied children. Governor Rick Perry also weighed in with some tough words for the federal government as Texas deals with this border crisis.
I mean, this is an absolute humanitarian catastrophe waiting to happen, and I do not understand why there has not been more interest in Washington, D.C. to secure the southern border.
Governor Perry sent a letter to the president Friday calling for him to send 1,000 National Guard troops to the border. He also urged the president to come to the border and see the situation firsthand.